Let's get into the trade. We took one today. As you could probably tell, I'm pretty relieved that we, or I, finally caught a winning trade. Feels good. Just thankful. And yeah, let's get into the trade. We're still in the shutdown, but we had no news today. Tomorrow we got meeting minutes. Oh, they actually took away. They had tentative NFP news on Friday. So honestly, I might potentially trade on Friday. Friday was literally like I was gonna be like off limits because we had consumer sentiment, inflation expectations, and NFP on top of all that. And so I was like strictly about to not trade at all, but who knows? Maybe depending how the week goes, I end up trading Friday. As I said in the previous videos, I'm open to trade on these high impact news Fridays. We'll see how it goes. But let's just go simply into the trade. Right before market open, we had a liquidity sweep with previous day highs that I marked out right here. This high pre-market, probably like 20 to 30 minutes before market open, took out these highs, and coming into market open, we got a clean opportunity to take something. Yeah, it happened about 30 to 40 minutes before market open. Took out these highs, and then a couple minutes later, 10 minutes later, we got this IFVG. We got invalidating this and this fair value gap, and almost this one as well. So market open, I'm looking for some sort of retracement into equilibrium or a fair value gap. We have fair value gaps on both indexes. Before I get into that, let's go into the higher time frames. So overall, we're bullish on both the S&P and the Nasdaq. So that was that, and we're at all-time highs. And we're also bullish on the 4-hour as well, but that doesn't necessarily mean we have to take a long just because both indexes are in both bullish order flow. No, we got a clean setup, taking out these highs right here, right there. Go on the 5-minute, mark out this fair value gap, mark this one as well. We actually invalidated this one on the S&P, but everything was still valid. We still had equilibrium, which I marked out from this swing, or these range highs, this range low, came in. At that time, market open. We can go on the 1-minute now. Yeah, market open. I wanted to see some sort of manipulation. I didn't want to, honestly, really didn't want to enter that quick. But price and the market ended us getting an opportunity to do so. And so I took this on the S&P because, well, originally we are closer to my drawn liquidity right here on the Nasdaq, but we simply got the entry on ES. So I was tending to take it on the Nasdaq, but I'm glad they didn't give us an opportunity to do so because it wasn't really good price action on NQ because it was just like choppy. Never got that entry, and we would have just now hit my drawn liquidity. And also we got a better RR on the S&P, so everything worked out. Grateful for that. And so we came in to equilibrium, and at that point I'm on the 1-minute just looking for a confirmation. An IFVG or a breaker structure. We got the breaker structure at this red line with this low, and then this body close below that, and we entered. Got a not so great fill on top step, but we got a decent fill. Nearly exactly where I wanted to enter on the live. got a great entry, and yeah. Let's put on executions. Good thing I remember because I always forget executions on the when I win. I always remember to put it when I lose for some reason, but yeah. Went in with 10 with this. Coming into the day on my live, I wanted to risk about like 250. So I actually I didn't risk that much on the live. If I risked it 250, it would have been like 11 contracts, I think, and then so I just like decided to do 10 because I had to take into account for fees and commissions and all that, so I didn't want to risk like 260 and all that. So that was why. And yeah, I made about 430 today, and then divided it by the risk I was willing to, or my RR, so 2.12. Got a good RR, pretty good. And I got a 1.5 on Top Step. But that was the trade. Really, that was simply it. My bread and butter. Just need to stick to that, dude. I was deviating from it. I had to be real with myself. I had to talk to myself. I was like, am I actually doing what I need supposed to do? I mean, I went on a 6-trade losing streak. Were those 6 trades, was I following my motto? Was I following my strategy? It doesn't matter if it's like high probable, you know? I mean, the trades I was taking was high probable, but were they my strategy? And I had to be real with myself. I was like, nah. Like the last, maybe, not the last trade, but the 2 before the last one, it was continuation models. I don't really trade continuations unless it's paired with, you know, my liquidity sweep and all that. So I asked myself, was I using liquidity sweep on both of those? No, I was just simply doing 5-minute confirmation, 5-minute continuation, and that was it. So, and I do allow myself to enter, like, we don't need this liquidity sweep, but that's only if we have a 5-minute SMT. We didn't have a 5-minute SMT with those trades, so we shouldn't have enter. They didn't work out, and I had to pay the price. So it was the cost of doing business. I made a mistake, and it is what it is. But yeah, insert. So during the trade, right, I could just hide the NASDAQ for now. So we look good. Macro opens. I was like, maybe this is a good time for our trade to play out, and it started a tiny reversal. You know, going through this, seeing this in real time, I was like, damn, am I gonna lose another trade in a row? I mean, I'm just being real right now. That's what I was thinking. I was like, damn, it's not looking good. Or, you know, I didn't really necessarily say that, but I'm like, when you're coming off a losing streak and then seeing your trade go in the direction you want and then seeing it reverse after taking out the slow, and also with that we had an SMT as well. On the NASDAQ we were, the S&P we took out that low, but on the NASDAQ we were right here. So you can see my thought process. I'm like, damn. And the NASDAQ ended up taking out the high. If I would have taken this, well, there was no entry for me in the NASDAQ, so I wouldn't have taken it, or I shouldn't have. But let's say if I took something right here, let's say we actually got a break of structure or something. I entered right here. We got stopped out. So there's that. But then market blessed us. We made another SMT right here, 1-minute SMT. I'm not sure it was a 5-minute SMT or what. Yeah, it actually was 5-minute SMT. Kinda. But yeah, ended up invalidating this fair value gap. And at this point, we were what, less than a point away. At this point right here, around here, I believe, I moved stops at break even because, you know, personally, I didn't want this trade to turn into a loser. If I was gonna get stopped out at break even, it is what it is. After being this close to take profit, I was willing to do that. After being that close, I'm like, okay, let me just move stops at break even. I moved it on the live as well. But it just like a mini retracement, and then eventually, it took a little minute, but eventually hit our stop. And we actually took out Asian lows. These, I think this is an hourly draw on liquidity. Yep. We took this hourly low out just now. Could have been a TP2 or my first TP, but I just wanted to get it done and over with. I wanted to, just secure it. I didn't want to be, I guess you could say, greedy maybe. I just wanted to, if I was going to win, take my win and then be done. Now it's just pretty much dumping. But this little push up, we actually retrace into this fair value gap right here. This mini fair value, 5-minute fair value gap. TP1 was based on this 5-minute/15-minute low, and also this 15-minute untapped fair value gap. So I thought that was a good place to put my take profit 1 and my only take profit. Take profit 2 could have been right here and then right here, but like I said, I just wanted to get it out the way, get a quick one in, and that's what happened today. That's pretty much it. I'm just blessed and grateful that it's been a while. I got one under my belt. It's been a while. I think it's been like literally a full calendar month since I took a W. Let me actually see like the date last time I won, because I know for sure it's the beginning of September, but I'm trying to see the day. Crazy, it's been that long. Oh, it's been more than a month now. September 2nd. Insane. But yeah, we're still down on the XFA. I mean, the combine. But base hits, let's start a winning streak potentially, and just like do what we need to do. Do what I need to do every day. If I do everything I need to do each day, I can't be mad at myself. I can't be mad at the result or happy about the result. All I can be happy about is if I did what I was supposed to do. Do your job. Did I do my job for every single trading day? If I did, I can't be mad. I can only be mad if I deviate from that. I just need to do what I need to do, and I'll get where I want to be. It's pretty simple. And so I'm hoping that's the last time I have to go through something like that, like where I kind of deviate from what I'm supposed to do. This is a learning lesson about myself. That's what trading is. You're going to learn a lot about yourself and what your strengths and weaknesses are and how you can improve on those things. So, yeah, every day is just a learning opportunity, a chance to grow, a chance to get better. And I hope this is a start of something great. Gotta keep my head down, stay humble, and do what I need to do every single day. And eventually I'll get where I want to be. So I wait on my daily rant whenever I make these recaps, but they're very helpful to get it all out, to say it out loud and recall all the thoughts and what I'm thinking in my head. So, anything else I want to say? Yeah, you can't even see. Oh, you can barely see it. 4:30. Okay, that's it. God bless.